So I've talked to thousands of religious people throughout my life, and I've really talked to them, right? I really, not just about their beliefs, but how they really think about the world, the way they see the world. And I can tell you that I've seen a lot of problems in their thinking. And in this video, I want to lay out a few of them for you guys. The first one, religious thinking promotes lazy thinking. Religion says, it's God. God's the answer. We have the universe figured out. God did it. God is the end-all be-all. He's the boundary to the universe, to existence itself. No need to inquire further about the universe. We got it figured out. It's all here in this book, right? It doesn't just stop you from thinking critically, but it stops you from thinking, period, about what else could be out there. What if there's something beyond the notion of God that's even more wondrous out there? You wouldn't see it as a religious person. You're blocked off from that thinking. And this is one of the biggest problems. You're missing a lot of the richness in the mysteries of the universe, right? All that rich mystery out there. Let's just pretend everything that's mysterious out there that can perhaps defy our intuitions, it's all intuitively God, right? That's the problem. The trend in science is that the more we learn about the universe, the more counterintuitive the universe seems to be. And this is what religion does. It focuses in on the intuitive thinking, and it's largely devoid of any counterintuitiveness about things. I call it a top-down thinking. Religious people start from the top. They say they pre-assign the top to be God. They say God is it. God is at the tippity top. Nothing is beyond it. They think top-down. They look around the universe and they say, how do we fit all these observations we see into the narrative of God? Now what you'll see is that they'll try to find a way to explain away all the mysteries that we see with, oh, God has a reason. God did it, right? So you can see there's problems when you start from the top down. Whereas the scientific thinking is the utter opposite. It's starting from the bottom up. We start from scratch, at the bare bones. We don't know anything about the universe, but let's poke it. Let's see what we can find. And that's a scientific mindset, or a bottom-up perspective, where you're saying, let's go step by step and figure out the pieces to the puzzle. Whereas the religious person would just say, nope, I know the answer. They have no pieces. They have no pieces fit together, but they're saying, well, the answer is God. That's it. The answer to the puzzle is God. But they have no pieces that fit together at all. And for the pieces that are together, they forced them together, right? They forced them together to make them fit, when that's not how you solve a puzzle. The religious people have a kind of a reversed way of thinking about the universe, and they see it from a top up, down. Meanwhile, there might not be a top to the universe. Maybe there is no knowable answer or ultimate answer to the universe. Maybe you keep going and going and there is no top. Maybe knowledge is infinite. But religious thinking would stop that. They'd be blocked off from entertaining that idea. So that's one big problem with religious thinking. Another one is their morality. Religious morality is not true morality. It's really just people fulfilling orders that their God gives them. That's not morality. The religious morality is when you're so stuck on fulfilling these orders from your God, right, that you think are so great. You're so blinded by this book, by these orders, these laws in the book, that you're not really focused on what's actually happening around you in the real observable world. In other words, you're not really paying attention to what people are feeling or what they're experiencing in the world. You're so blinded by your book's morality, you're willing to do whatever your God says, right, to appease him, that you don't listen to people. You don't really listen to people and how they really want to be treated. And this is the kind of behavior that we see against the LGBT community, right? We see religious people saying they don't exist. They kind of dismiss their entire existence. Oh, it's either man or woman, straight or crazy. This dismissive behavior is a big problem because a religious person is not willing to actually listen to people. They're so blinded by their own narratives, they're not willing to actually listen. Whereas a secular person, under a secular moral system, would be open to listening. And that's where they get their morality from real people. Their real experiences, right? We actually listen to people. Hey, I punched you in the face, that hurt you. Hey, I should stop doing that. Hey, I treated you like that. Okay. Oh, I called you the wrong gender, or I called you the wrong pronoun. Oh, I'm sorry, that made you feel... Why? Oh, because scientifically speaking, there's neurochemical reasons for that. Okay, let me go ahead and change my behaviors. Let me go ahead and change my morality to fit the world around me, instead of trying to make the world fit my morality. And that's one of the biggest problems with religion. When it comes to morality, they tend to want to make the world around them change for them instead of changing for others. Whereas to me, that's really what morality means. Morality is going out of your way to change for others, genuinely helping others. Not because there's orders you're given by God, but because you really want to help other people. Let alone the fact that religious people feel as if they're going to get rewards for doing good, right? Now there's a motive for doing good in every sense, because they want the reward. Oh, let me do this good so this way I can appease God, make God feel good about my existence. This way he can perhaps throw me a bone and make me get to heaven. That is not morality. Morality is when you do something regardless of the rewards, regardless of what you get at the end of it, right? And not just what benefits me. That's morality. That's true ethics. So to me, religious morality doesn't really exist. To me, it's not morality, it's orders that religious people have. Another major problem with religious thinking is the amount of expectations they have that they seem to not be able to get rid of. Religious people have so many expectations that are muddied up in their minds. Oh, I expect an afterlife. I expect to be reunited with my family members that have passed. I expect to live forever, right? I expect to have justice, for my enemies to be given justice. I expect to be redeemed for my actions or my beliefs or my faith. I expect somebody to come down and save me because I'm owed saving, right? There's so many expectations for religious people that have built up because of their narratives. And this clouds up their minds. It clouds up their thinking. Another thing that comes with all these expectations is a lack of appreciation. And I mean really pure appreciation for things. Not just this false sense of it where you go, yeah, God made it. I love God. Thank you so much, God, for making this. But a real deep, profound sense of appreciation. Like things just exist and there's no reason, they just do exist. We just are this way by chance, by pure chance. You really begin to really appreciate things. Because you recognize the fragility and the delicacy of this existence and how fragile life is. Whereas the religious thinking would make you think that life goes on. When you die, your soul continues, right? It's like you really begin to devalue life. You don't appreciate things with that purity anymore. Now everything's a superficial sense of appreciation. Like God did it. God did it for me. You don't really see things from a bare bones perspective where this is really all we got, right? It's not that we got something else after this, but now this life is really all we got. And in that point of view, you begin to see how fragile and delicate life is. And you appreciate it much more for that. Another problem with religious thinking is a false sense of humility. And the funny thing is, a lot of religious people will say that they're humble. That, hey, you atheist, you are not humble because you think that, my God's not real, or you speak out against my God. Be humble, go get down on your knees and pray to God. Start being humble, right? This is a false sense of humility. Because from their perspective, they think the entire universe was designed for them. They think the entire universe was set up this way so that they could be the main characters in the story that we call the universe. That there is a God out there who is watching everything we do, like a large audience in a movie theater, watching everything you do, and is either going to applause at the end or thumbs down for you. It's kind of like those people on TikTok or YouTube who film themselves giving money to homeless people, right? Like, look how humble I am. I'm giving money to homeless people while they want the audience to see. That's not humility. Humility is when you recognize that there is nobody out there looking at you. You do things not because somebody is going to give you a reward or something, but you do things because you really want to. Because you really think it will help people. You have a genuine and a pure heart. You don't just do it because somebody's watching. God's watching us. Especially not when you think that the homeless person was put there for you to give the money to. And that's what religious people think. The religious thinking would typically have you think that the universe was set up this way so that God could see as a test if you're doing the right or wrong things. That is absolutely not humble. That is absolutely arrogant to think. You have a bit of arrogance in your religious thinking, right? Especially when you think that the entire universe was designed for you and made so that you could be here. When we live in a universe which is mostly made of vast space and nothingness, a universe that is so vast, from a cosmic perspective, we are very insignificant. So for the religious person to think that they are the most significant things in the universe, that's very arrogant. That is not humility. One of the last things here is fear. Religious mentality makes you feel as if everything that's outside of your bubble, of this paradigm of religion, is bad or icky, or it's wicked, right? It's demonic, or Satan, or it's the bad things, or sin, right? It's much like the Bubble Boy. Like the movie, when you're raised as a child in a bubble where you're blocked from the outside world in this little bubble where your mother and father tell you every day that, don't go outside, don't touch the outside. It's gross, there's germs, it's disgusting, they're wicked out there, never talk to them, never touch them, right? That's kind of analogous to the religious mentality. They've enclosed themselves in these religious bubbles, and anything beyond that bubble is now bad. Oh, LGBT, this person got an abortion, oh, this person is an atheist, oh, this person is this kind of person, blah, blah, blah. Everything outside of their thinking is bad, and this is a sense of fear, profound fear. And this is what religion promotes, right? Every day is the end times, right? Oh, he's going to come back and save us. The end times are near. Religious thinking is a profound sense of fear for people, and religion exploits that fear. I mean, it's human nature to be fearful, absolutely. But religion exploits this fear, right? It kind of takes advantage of our emotions, and especially in terms of fear. The people who wrote these religious doctrines, they knew that humans are fearful. So it's very easy to control people with fear. And when you have a story that says everything outside of the Bible is bad, it's not godly, it's going to lead to sin, it's going to get you to hell, right? Now look at how you see the world. You see the world as a very icky, gross place. And that's sad to me, right? Whereas as a secular person, I see the world as a very amazing place, a mysterious place with lots of things to learn about, with lots of mysteries. And I'm not scared of inquiring about other people that I disagree with or that are different from me. I'm now have a more curious mentality towards these people or towards other things, right? I'm curious. Why do you do those things? Why do you act that way? Why do you say these things? Why do you believe these things? It's no longer that, oh, you believe that? That's terrible. Or, oh, you're this way? Oh, that's disgusting. Now it's like, why are you this way, right? A secular mentality makes you go, instead of having that fear, you kind of stop for a second and you go, wait a minute, instead of being scared of this, why not interrogate this and ask it questions and see if we can come to agreement? So, and this manifests in war, right? Oh, you're not a Muslim, you're not a Christian, let's go to war with you, right? You deserve to go to hell, you deserve to be punished for your lack of belief or the things you do or say. And we see this lots of times throughout history. There you go, guys. Those are just some of the reasons why religious thinking is, to me, wrong. Of course, there are many, many more, but I just thought I'd give you the main ones that I can think of. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good day.